Welcome to The Witch in Here. So on today's video I would like to talk about a very difficult topic. If you are not very good with pet loss and pet grief, I definitely think you should sit this one out. So as some of you might know from my Instagram, I lost my beloved dog Basil in early June of this year. And it was very, very tough on me and my family. And as I'm sure everyone who owns a pet, you understand that losing a pet is like losing a family member. And it really does feel like just as strong as losing a human family member. And some people don't understand that, but it really is just as strong. The love is just as strong. And when he passed away, I really felt like his spirit came home with us, because unfortunately I had to decide whether or not putting him to sleep was the best for him, and turns out that it was, which was also very difficult to decide. But when he was put to sleep, I really felt like his spirit came back home with me. And it was just very difficult for my family and myself, and I really wanted to honour him in some way, in a witch's way. So I thought, what better to do than to set up an altar for him? So I think this is a great idea for anyone who's lost a pet. As you know, the vets tend to give you paw prints, and I actually I'm not sure if you can see them very well, but I've cut them out and stuck them here. They're his paw prints after he passed. They also sometimes give you hair, so I bought a little box, and his hair and some of his baby teeth are in there. And they also gave me without burning myself, this clay paw print as well. Which is beautiful. So all of those things are perfect for your pet's altar. And I think a really nice thing to do, besides lighting a candle, which is a very obvious thing, and I have his collar around it here, you can continue giving them an offering of water every day. So you know, you'd fill up your dog's or your cat's or whatever animal's water bowl, usually every day. For me, it was every morning and then throughout the day. So I am giving him water every day. This is a little shot glass or shot cup that resembles his water bowl actually quite a lot. It's the same colour as his water bowl, and I fill this up with water every day. And it's actually nice too, because that little cup there, I used to give him puppuccinos in it at Christmas time. I'll actually play a video right now of him having his puppuccino with this shot glass. But yeah, offerings of any kind, like a daily ritual of giving water, I think is just perfect to keep that connection with your pet. And like a candle whenever you feel that grief overwhelming you, and just, you know, don't be afraid to keep some of their things around as well. I have one of his teddies here. He loved this thing. He absolutely loved it. I gave it a wash and now I keep it in my room. And yeah, another thing you can do as well is divination. You know, if you think your pet is still around in spirit, you can use tarot or pendulums to communicate with your pet, you know, to check in on them, you know, maybe ask them how they feel. Maybe they can give you some guidance in some areas of your life as well. And, you know, part of me really wants to ask Basil if he would like to be my familiar, but I feel like I'm not ready for that yet, even though I know I kind of want to, and I feel like he wants to as well. But I think I still have a lot of healing to do before I'm ready to officially communicate with him, if that makes sense. But if you are also interested in seeing if your pet would like to be a familiar, First of all, I think it's best to make sure that you don't keep your pet waiting on you if they don't want to. So like if your pet wants to move on in spirit, like if they want to go to the afterlife or something like that, it depends on what your beliefs are. But I do believe that like souls and spirits can move on and then move on to the next thing in life, whether that be into nature, into different things. So I don't want to put that pressure on Basil personally. So I'm waiting not only for myself to heal, but also to make sure that he has the choice to move on if he wants. Or if he wants to stay, when I ask the question, I'm sure he'll know if he wants to, agree to that or not. But I want to give him the chance and not put pressure on him if he's still around, which I think he is, but I just don't want to, put pressure on him. And also I need to give myself a chance to heal, because it is very difficult to, to deal with the situation. And it's only been about 2.5 months since, so that's always really good, is to give it time before you rush into things, And so if you're interested in working with your pet as a familiar in spirit, I highly recommend this book. It's called A Witch's Ally by Dodie Graham McKay. It is a very good book, and I would say it's really good for an introduction into the concept of working with familiars. But in terms of more an in-depth outlook on the general practice of what that might look like, I'd say that you definitely need to do more research, but it's a great starting point, and I did find this book very useful when I was thinking about working with Basil as a familiar, but I still want to give it more time before I actually decide to do it, And also, just other ways to honour your pet is, you could always do something like volunteer at a rescue or take on fosters. That's a brilliant way to honour your pet, by looking after other animals. And then whenever you're ready, you could adopt another pet and bring them into your family. And it's not about replacing your old pet, not at all, but it's about giving love to another living creature that deserves it. And your departed pet would appreciate that, I really truly believe that. But of course only when you're ready, and there's no need to rush into anything, even things I'm saying now. If the grief is too strong, and even thinking about dogs or cats or anything is too much, give it time. It's always so important to make sure that you heal first, and then when you're ready, when your heart is able to give love, then it's time. And that's what I'm doing right now. I think I'm going to wait a few months, maybe next year, before I consider doing any of this. But it's something I really truly want to do, and I just think it's the right thing, But other ways you can honour your pets are making art and writing poetry or music. I did write a poem for Basil, and I will read it at the end of this video. But I'm also planning to make an oracle deck in Basil's honour. It's going to be dog themed, and it's something I've actually wanted to do for years, but I just never got around to it. And now that I have so much more free time, like unfortunately so much more free time, but I can use that time to get some creativity flowing. So I want to show you some pieces I've made, and it'll be a while before this oracle deck gets anywhere near published, but I just thought I'd show you a little sample right now. They're not final pieces, but I'm just trying to feel my way through, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to approach this deck. I've just done 3 designs right now, and I'm hoping to get more done and get some sample cards and stuff, but I'm not doing it for money necessarily. I'm just doing it because it's a big passion of mine. I love tarot, I love oracle, and I love dogs. So I just thought, why not? I have the time to do it. So definitely fill your free time with creative endeavors or anything. You can fill it with a different hobby, try something new. I think that's a really a good way to fill up that time, and a way to grieve a little less, if you can. But of course, do whatever you need to do during this difficult time. So yeah, I think that's kind of everything I wanted to say, and I think I'll read Basil's poem now, and I'll play some footage of him as well. Enjoy, and I wish you all the best if you're going through pet grief, and I hope this video has been useful to you. So thank you so much for watching, and many blessings. I awoke one morning in June to the sound of rain falling, knowing that you weren't here. You were gone too soon. I saw 2 ravens fly, cementing your fate in stone. Time was running out. A rainbow softens the sky. The strawberry moon witnessed my tears falling, knowing that you weren't here that morning in June.